Okay, I haven't made a video in quite a long time. It's kind of an update, some different things that are going on. I got my two Fasco fans. They're both restored, cleaned up. New wiring going right up into the motor on both of them. That one's down there. A few other projects. I'm going to be giving this to a friend of mine. It's a great sounding radio. It's a Motorola, kind of like in the 50s automotive styling with the speedometer dial and that. I cleaned it up. It was very dirty, but I haven't electrically restored it. It's probably just going to be displayed on a shelf. Got so much stuff that I'm giving a lot of it away to make some more room. And the biggest problem is it had it's got a Celerium rectifier that is burnt, and capacitors that jump across the AC power line. Right here. And this one actually burned up. And it blackened this. I believe this is your inrush resistor or fuse resistor. And there's a rectifier which should be replaced. The thing is in working condition and plays great. And it's got a huge speaker. It has a lot of bass for a plastic radio. But I'm giving this one away. Probably just be used as display, or if he wants to have it rebuilt. I have neither the time nor the ambition. I got so many radios. But I love the dashboard look. I might see if he wants this Arvin too. This is a little bit newer. That also has FM. This almost looks more like either a dashboard on a plane or a dashboard on a boat, where this would be your tach and your speedometer. But it's actually a clock radio, and it needs a 50C5 because I robbed the tube out of it. This is my next project. This is another Silvertone. Works perfectly. It was actually free and was on a table out by the road. And it's from their Silvertone Hi-Fi series. Sylvania speaker, so it's possible this might be a Sylvania amplifier as well. It's got a Sylvania tube there and a Silvertone tube there. This is the Silvertone Centronic record changer, just like in the 7045. I've already cleaned it up and lubricated it, but it'll need a pulley and belt. And it'll probably need a cartridge as well, because I'm going to set this up for stereo like the other one. And I will show you why. I'll show you the cabinet. Down here I'm currently working on restoring the cabinet for the Silvertone. Dual speakers. This was actually in pretty good shape as was, but the top was scratched up pretty good. So the side has one coat of toner. The top's got two. I'm planning on doing this in more of a satin finish instead of the high gloss. The inside looks good. Original. This doesn't have a removable panel either, like the 7045. And it had a bottom. With a 7045, the bottom was open originally. Well, since the 7045 now has a companion amplifier that matches it, looking at the detail of the front of this frame, this is a perfect match to this one. Looking at the detail of this frame. So I'm going to lightly sand this and make this a matte finish instead of the high gloss. Because the high gloss keeps showing all these cracks in the veneer. Because this is actually veneered in strips. And the finish just didn't come out very good. So I'm going to sand it down lightly and probably just put one coat on it of the satin. Have that guy go along with this guy to be a two-piece system, which I'll either sell or I might give it to a family member that really likes records and might want a small system for, you know, an upstairs room. And this Silvertone has the exact same audio characteristics as my other one. Kind of the flat tone. Although with using the Magnavox cartridge, it sounded really good. And I'm excited to report that I finally have this guy down here. And hoping I can do this winter. This has all been inspected and checked over to make sure that there was no danger of bringing it in after having it for 2 years. This is going to be my sister's TV. This is actually a brand new Funai, badged as an Element. Move that out of the way. I've also already demonstrated this a couple years ago. And this has the center bass channel. This is a Motorola Masterpiece stereo. But it's got the fake wood grain, which I need to address how I'm going to take care of this and this. Whether I strip it, veneer it, or full finish over it with. Record changer works perfectly out of the box. The amplifier has very dirty controls. And the phono cartridge is bad in this. Motorola Stereo Masterpiece. I don't know if this would be a cabinet that was made by Drexel or not. It seems kind of cheap that they put nice wood finish on the front, but the top and the sides is printed. Unless that's what they did with cabinets, that the finish was defective. You know, you refinish something, it comes out bad, you paint over it. Idea. So yes, this is finally coming in and getting closer to being possibly restored, and it might just stay down here as a basement record player or be given away to a family member that would appreciate it. It needs an AM/FM radio of some kind put in it, which would go in this compartment. or mount a modern one to the back like I did Matt's. This has the same preamp as Matt's, but power amp is a little different. And I might as well show that in this video. Make it somewhat interesting. Power amplifier is a little different than Matt's stereo. It's a little dark in here, but as you can see, it's got 3 audio output transformers. So I'm assuming that that larger one drives this 15-inch center bass speaker. But it only has the 4 tubes here, which I'm thinking probably work in push-pull. If I remember right, his amp only had 2, and I had to get them from Russia because one of them was bad. And this is made in Holland, original Motorola E84 6BQ5. I don't know a lot about these. I know the power cord's probably tied into this big tube back here on the 2 pins that aren't in use. That's how it was with the other amp. Yeah. It's 2 pins that aren't in use, but they're used as a terminal strip. I'll put these back in later. It's still a little dusty, but it's been thoroughly inspected to make sure that there was no wormwood or anything in here. This is a model SK29W, Motorola, Chicago, Illinois. And yes, it has the mono input for the AM/FM tuner that does not have multiplex. The other 2 are tape in, or today will be used for iPod in. And that's my latest finds and upcoming jobs. Motorola Masterpiece 3-channel stereo console.